Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Mentor Monday. Mentor Monday is your weekly microdose of encouragement, inspiration, and miracle grow on your potential as a coach. I'm really excited about this week. We've been the last couple of weeks talking about the product launch, coaching product launch, and helping you guys with that. But what I want to do really quickly, if you've never joined us from on a Mentor Monday, what my intention is not only to help you and inspire you, but also to connect with you. So if you would jump in, you can see this right here. Let us know that you're here. Go ahead and jump in the chat, whether you are on YouTube joining us, welcome. And whether or not you are on Facebook, welcome. Jump in the chat right now and let us know where you're joining us from and maybe what you're excited about this week that you feel life and momentum on. Let me say hello to a few people. There's Greg joining us from Washington State. Diane is joining us from South Carolina. Welcome, Diane. Donnell is joining us from Georgia. Lynette is joining us from Newport News, Virginia. Bart is joining us from Arizona. He says it's 103 degrees. I'm hoping we're like sitting in the studio at around like 78 right now. Be really cool if somehow we could keep that under 80 degrees, but maybe if I talk a little bit faster and I'm a little bit more efficient, we'll do that. Harvey joining us from South Florida. Happy about a higher open rate from Paul. Harvey is crushing it. I'm going to try my best to have Harvey for an interview next week, and we're going to talk about the exciting life that he has been living as a coach, starting with us just a couple of months ago, really, to get certified as a coach. Really wasn't coming from a coaching background, but is crushing it. And so it'll be very exciting to hear from him. So we're going to try to make that happen next week. Lynn is joining us. She says, from Vermont, having fun with this assignment. Lynn is talking about the fact that the full play-by-play, the full version of everything that we're doing is actually available. Even right now, we're working through it as a group inside of Jumpstart. And so really what we're doing as we've been utilizing these Mondays is giving you as much as I can give you without fully helping you walk through the assignments and everything else, to know that whatever I'm talking about, even the last couple of weeks, we go into great detail and give you really the step-by-step on how to really launch your coaching product and do it really successfully. Joel from Arizona. Welcome, Joel. Bart says, great news, Harvey. You're killing it. Tara's joining us from Las Vegas. How's it going, Tara? And there's Joan joining us from Bakersfield. Loving all we're learning in Jumpstart. I know it'll really help me in my coaching practice. Ebony's joining us from Maryland. Welcome, Ebony. Awesome. Well, let's not delay. Let's go ahead and move forward. And really what we're talking about over the last few weeks, this is your first week, you can go back actually to the replays from the last couple of weeks if you've missed anything. We're 3 weeks in talking about the coaching product launch blueprint. And this week, what I really want to talk about is lead magnets. And really what I want to talk to you about is the best lead magnets that every coach should know about and that you should actually try. And some of you are like, oh no, more marketing lingo. What is a lead magnet? I don't even know what we're talking about. And I'm not very inspired by it because I don't know what we're talking about. And I'm uncomfortable with this. You're going to know what a lead magnet is in about 5 minutes. And you're also going to know the best ones to really utilize on your website to help for everything that you're doing, coaching really, but also specifically for your products. That's what we really want to talk about tonight. So what are we really talking about with regard to lead magnets? First of all, that question, what is a lead magnet? Well, let me give you the marketing definition first of what a lead magnet is. A lead magnet, and this is the marketing definition, by the way, is any type of resource that you give your potential client in exchange for contact information, such as their name, phone number, email address, etc. Basically, anything that you want to ask for with regard to their information, you're essentially doing an exchange, right? You've got some sort of a lead magnet, something you're calling it the magnet. The magnet's whatever you offer. And the magnet, you exchange the magnet for whatever they give you. That's the simple marketing definition, but we're going to have a better definition for what we're talking about. Okay, let me give you the better definition and what our working definition is. Oh, and by the way, if I'm talking too loud, we did make some alterations on the microphone and everything tonight. If it's too loud, let me know and I can always bring it down a little bit. Okay, all right, so let's talk about our definition. Our definition of a lead magnet, first of all, is it's an invitation for connection, because coaching differs from every other business in the sense that we are in a relationship and we're inviting the potential client into a relationship. There's plenty of coaches out there who are following models that are made by marketers and made by salespeople, and they're actually struggling using that approach because it's salesy. It smells of snake oil salesman and all of that other stuff. Really, what we're after as coaches is that we're after a relationship. Coaching. All right, am I back? Am I back? The question is, am I back? I have no idea. Am I back now? Are we back? Is anybody still here? If you can hear me, go ahead and jump in the chat really quickly and let me know. I have no idea what even happened. There we go. Honestly, I was going to recommend this streaming service. I guess I cannot recommend this streaming service tonight because it just did a big fart on us. So, anyway, all right. So, I have no idea where we left off that you guys actually saw. So, you know what? I'm going to have to go back maybe a slide or two. And you know what? All kinds of excitement. Technology is amazing when it works, isn't it? And then when it fails and things like this happen. And you know what? Sometimes it happens. All right. So, what is a lead magnet? Our definition, first of all, a lead magnet is an invitation for connection, because coaching differs from every other business because it is a relationship and we're inviting the potential client into a relationship. Secondly, our definition of a lead magnet is that it's an invitation for us to serve because we're genuinely desiring to serve. We're looking to genuinely serve people. We're not simply looking for people to sign up for something and to buy something. What are we trying to do? When I offer something to someone, it's some kind of a freebie, whatever that is. And we'll talk about what a lead magnet is in a second, give you some examples of it. When I offer something, you know what the invitation is for the people that we want to serve, that prospective client. I am offering something that I hope really serves them really well. That means I want to give them something of true value, because we can serve people better if they sign up and they're in communication with us. You know what that allows us to do? It allows us to know who they are. And it also not only allows us to know who they are, but it allows us to keep communication going which way? Back and forth. Even as you guys are communicating a while ago, okay, you're back. What did that do? That's a communication back and forth with one another, that I know what you want. I know what's going on your end, and it's reciprocal in terms of that. Here's the other thing. Our other definition for a lead magnet is that it's an invitation for us to build rapport and answer these questions, because these are really important questions that all of us have to answer as coaches for that potential client. Here's what the questions are. Do I trust this coach? So it's the trust question. Do I like this coach? So it's the likability question. It's the, does this coach get me? Because I want you to understand that everything that you're pushing out there on your social media, everything that you're pushing out there with regard to lives and emails and everything that you do should be answering these questions all the time. You should be doing things that build trust with people. You should be doing things that make you at least appear likable to people. You should be doing things that illustrate that you actually get who your ideal client is. That's why you need to choose a niche, so that you can actually demonstrate that you can help people and that they really believe that you get them. They'll also ask a question. Does this coach understand my problem? And the most important question out of all of those, after all those is answered, is, can this coach help me get to a solution? Because if we can answer all of these things, then you know what we've done? We've actually built rapport with them. For a coaching relationship to be born, that individual has to have come to a high degree of wanting something, wanting change. They have to reach an emotional threshold. On the other side, they have to actually believe in the coach. So when we offer a lead magnet and somebody gets on our email list, if that's the lead magnet that we're using, right? And we're sending them emails, you better answer all of these questions with everything. You know, there's no problem in getting people to open up emails as long as you're answering these questions when they trust you, when they like you, when they believe that there's a problem that they have that you understand, that you want to help them solve, then they're going to open that email all day long. The coaches, I don't know, have you ever had someone offer you to get on their email list and you did, and they instantly spammed you like 2 or 3 times a day for weeks on end, and it was all salesy? That they didn't illustrate or demonstrate that they know who you are and what you care about or anything else. It was just a bunch of email bombs going off. Then that's not what we're wanting to do. Here's the next thing. A lead magnet is also an exchange, because when you exchange something, what we're doing is that we are giving them something that is of value. It's the only reason why someone would dare give us their personal email address, would dare give their phone number, would dare give their name, or any of those other things. You know why people are hesitant to do that? Because people send them a bunch of junk that they don't want. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't email someone, text somebody, whatever you're doing to connect with people, post, message them on Instagram or whatever. I never want you to feel bad about that. Because if you actually have a relationship with people, like, don't you welcome messages and texts and emails from your friends? You do, because you know that they're not just trying to sell you something. You know that they have a place in your life and there's connection. And that the expectation is that there's something of value that's exchanged. See, what we have to do whenever we have this lead magnet is that we give somebody something that they perceive as valuable. The degree of the value, if they actually see value in it, you know what they're going to do? Well, here, you can have my email address, no problem. Here's my cell phone number, call me. Here's my landline, if somebody actually owns one of those these days. Here's my landline. Here's my address. All of these things, you know why someone would give all that information? Because they actually believe that what you have is valuable and that you could help them and they trust you. That's the reason why they would exchange that information. So that's what a lead magnet really is. It's an invitation to relationship. It's an invitation that if I have somebody's contact information, I would assume that I can serve them better if I know who they are and what they want. And a lead magnet is an exchange because I'm giving them something of great value. And in exchange, they're giving me the permission to contact them. And I'm not going to abuse that. So let me give you some lead magnet guidelines because I don't want you to do what you see a lot of those other people out there doing. One of those is, first of all, to be clear about what they're getting and how you're going to serve them. Here's an example of that. Have you ever seen this on a website? Wait, do you have this on your website? 90 something percent chance somebody comes on your website, and I'm sorry, they do not want to sign up for your email list. No one wants to sign up for here. Click here for updates. Why would they give their email address for this? For this basic graphic that everybody uses that has a picture of a letter. No one's going to do that. They don't want your updates. They don't want that. They don't want whatever you're going to schlep to them. So why don't you tell them something that they do want? Because no one wants to sign up for your email list. You know what they might want, though? You know what they might want? They might want this. Oh, not me. They might want this. They might want 3 hacks to increase your closing rate by 30%. Harvey's online with us right now. He can probably tell you that most salespeople would probably want that. Enter your email here because you know why they would sign up for this? Because you're addressing a problem that they have, because you're talking about a solution that they actually want in their life. So this is how we actually build lead magnets. Give people what they want, but you got to be clear about, first of all, what it is that they're getting and how they're going to serve them. This is really clear. And you know what? If I'm a salesperson and I'm struggling in closing people, on closing a sale, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to like, this isn't too much to ask if he can help me increase my closing rate, 3 steps to closing it by 30%. I'll give somebody my email address. Heck, here's my name. Here's my phone number, whatever. It depends on the size of the problem and how much I want to solve it. And do I believe that there's enough trust over here, right? Now, let me give you a few more guidelines. Here's the other thing. Give them something of real value that actually helps them. Because there's a lot of coaches who are posting things on their website and sending out emails that are not valuable to the people that they want it to be for. Matter of fact, a lot of times coaches are putting stuff out there and sending out emails that people don't really care about. And so how do we give them something they care about? Well, do your homework on your niche. Find out what it is that they want. What are the problems that they want to solve? What are the barriers? What are the things that they really want? These are some of the things that people will actually respond to right here. Real value kinds of things like life hacks or tools or how-tos, how to get something done. Is there some kind of an assessment that you can give them for free? Are there DIYs? Because if we can help people hack a problem, solve it without us, then we've added real value to them. You know what they're going to do? They're going to stay subscribed to that email list. You know what else? ETC. You know what that means? It means that you do the work on your ideal client, and you should be able to fill in the blank of various things that you could offer inside of that. So you want to give them something that gives them results. And when I say gives them results, what you're really doing is that you're nurturing the relationship with them. You know why? Because if somebody gets on your email list and they're like, I'm not real sure about this coach, but here's what I'll do. I'll get on their email list and I'll see if they give me anything of real value. You know what you do? When you give something to someone of real value and it actually helps them and it helps them get a really quick result in their life without them paying for something, you know what you just did? You increased rapport. You are nurturing that relationship. Now they're looking forward to hearing from you. They're looking forward to your emails. They're looking forward to you going live on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. So this is what this actually does for us. Let me give you a couple of more guidelines. Do what you say that you will do. I'm going to give you a reminder. Do not do a bait and switch. There's people out there who are always doing this with their webinars, and they act like people are going to get something, and then they sign up for it and they didn't get anything that they said. And they said, well, when you buy this for this low price or whatever, don't do it. If you say that you're going to do something, actually do it for them. Because here's what happens. If you don't follow through, you're damaging the relationship because your credibility is going down the drain really, really quickly. So keep your credibility and give people stuff of real value. Don't be scarce about what you give people. When I say don't be scarce about it, people are always worried about giving people too much or giving them the really good stuff. So you know what they do? They give them the crappy stuff and they save the good stuff for later. You know what you do? You give them good stuff on the front end. You know why? Because it shows that you're not scarce. It shows that you're not afraid, that you really have an identity and that you have an ownership and value and worth in yourself. Because what you want to do, if you give people the crap stuff, they can't make a decision off of crap stuff. But you can give them something that's really good that makes it a no-brainer that you can help them. What I want to do with any of these things that I do with regard to a lead magnet is I want to, you know how you close somebody, you know how you close business as a coach? You know what you do? Even as you're doing it through an email, through a Facebook Live, through a YouTube, through a podcast, whatever you're using as your lead magnet to contact and nurture a relationship with people, is that you're making it a no-brainer. You're every day cutting away that distance between them where they are and them becoming a client of yours every day. And this is what you've got to think about with anything that you do out there, is to do something of high value, perceived value for that person, not for you, perceived value that this person walks away and they say, you know what, that was really worth my time. I really feel valued. I feel like I got something out of that. How many people say that when they listen to a podcast, when they watch a webinar? Probably don't have high hopes in most cases, but when they are proven wrong or proven right because they went on there and they're like, I think this guy, this lady might have something. When they are proven right, then they become buyers. So let me give you a short list of effective lead magnets, and then we're going to close things out today. First of all, email lists. And here's what I'll tell you about email lists. Email is nearly free, and it gets amazing results with a big if. You know how you get amazing results out of email? You give people real value. You give them what they actually want in their life. You talk about the problems that they are concerned about. You talk about the things that they really want. They'll open your email. It'll be at the front part of their box, everything else. I have helped people over the years increase this. And there's a lot of little tips and tricks. I'm going to actually be going through that in great detail in the upcoming Wednesdays in our Jumpstart program, because it's not hard to get email to work effectively for you, but a lot of people don't do it really well. And they send spammy emails, or they send emails that look like spam, and it goes into the spam folder or the promotions folder. And, you know, sometimes it's almost impossible to keep things out of the promotions folder, but there are different things that you can stay away from that increases your chance of getting in there. The thing is that if you are adding real value to people, then they're going to be looking for your emails, as long as you're consistent and you're adding great value to them. Tools and assessments. Whenever you can offer a tool that's valuable and it gets results for someone, well, you know what ends up happening is that they connect that tool and them getting a result with you. Beefs up your credibility, beefs up the authority, beefs up the trust and everything else, because you gave them something that maybe they didn't even know existed before, and then they utilize it, and then it helps them. Here's another one. Live webinars, or you can also use recorded ones. And webinars just allow the prospective client to see you in action. It allows you to show that you can help them get a result. And here's the other thing that a webinar actually does. The webinar actually allows you to interact with the people who are on there. You just want to make sure that whenever you do a webinar that you have a call to action, so that when I say call to action, what's their next step? So they're with you. So if I was going to do a webinar, and granted you can do recorded ones, I would argue that depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes a recorded webinar can be really effective. It just is scheduled on a particular date, and it just runs maybe every Wednesday, every Friday. What you don't get in a recorded webinar is the interaction. And I think that sometimes those are the things that actually move somebody across the threshold and causes them to buy. If they have an additional question and they can't answer it, and you can't get it answered while you're live watching something, it actually eliminates, what it does is it lowers the possibility that someone's going to sign up. So what we want to do with a webinar is that we want to be at our best. We want to give them great content. We want to serve them really well. We want to help them solve a problem. We want them to think that, man, this was really worth my time. And don't forget your call to action. Not that you're making a salesy presentation the entire time, but like I always do at the end of a Mentor Monday. Hey, let me pay the bills. What are we wanting to do? Hey, I've given them something of real value, and I've earned the right to ask and give them the next step and look for people to respond to that. Let me give you a few more lead magnets. Social media live videos, and obviously if you do social media posts. And one thing that I will say is that I do love going live. I go live with you guys. Now, you have to understand that going live, what it does and what it doesn't do. What live does, what a post does not do, and what going live does not do, is that there's always people who watch like live and they watch the replay later that I don't know who watched it because they didn't comment, that I don't have their email address. So know this, that you don't have that from those individuals. What I would say is that if you have an email list, that you want to grow that and you want to promote something every time you go live, whether it's, hey, join my email list, subscribe to my email list. Here's what I give you. Subscribe to this, and you're adding a lead magnet. What are you trying to do? A lead is, I've got their contact information. So you want to always be offering something, some kind of next step, so that they know what their next step is, if there is one. Maybe there's a link inside of the description. So I'm not saying that social media live videos and posts aren't valuable. They are. It's just that you have to add that call to action. And here's the other thing, is that your social media live videos, as long as you are titling them something that's really helpful, they're public. So don't go on social media live only in a private Facebook group. You're killing yourself when it comes to Google indexing you and people finding you. The other side benefit of this is when someone's searching later and they stumble upon what you have to offer. Also, one of the things that window shoppers are the people who are exploring YouTube, they're exploring Facebook, or they're exploring your coaching practice, and they want to learn more. And you know what it allows them to do? Allows them to watch without strings attached. One of the things that you can do to enhance any of these things that you do on social media is to answer questions, interact with people, allow them to give you feedback and everything else, and then respond in real time. Podcast. Now, podcast is a different beast altogether, but it's a great way to build rapport, especially if there's a specific niche that you are pursuing after. And so when people are searching for things and they stumble upon you, just make sure one of the things that you can do, even though podcasts are not live, unless you stream your podcast, and this is what I would recommend. If you guys are going to do podcasting, let me show you how to kill two birds with one stone, or actually multiple birds. And this is not going to cost you any extra. I know this is free, right? If I'm going to go live on social media and I'm going to go on a video like I'm live right now, or I'm live on YouTube, here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to email the people who are already on my email list. Hey, guess what? I'm going live at 7 o'clock tonight. Here's what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to be taking your questions. People show up live. You know what you do? You go live. You can interview someone. You can talk about a subject, and you can answer questions while you're on there. And then you know what you can do? You can download that video and you can convert it to an MP3, and you can create your own podcast that is specifically around a specific niche. So that when people listen to the podcast, now you've done that work one time and you're answering people's questions, real questions who are on there. And you can have people sending their questions in ahead of time and answering them. You can always have a certain portion of that podcast or anything that you do live as just at least a portion of it as a Q&A to answer any question that was sent in ahead of time or any of those other things. See, I just saved you just like hours of time. One idea that you can push out over multiple channels and be able to do that. You can thank me later after you become a six-figure coach, okay? SMS text. Now, SM Text is alive and well, and it gets nearly 100% open rate. And it's not free, but it's very powerful. And it's really easy to manage because it's very powerful because people are always opening up their texts. As long as you do it right, you don't do salesy stuff and you don't waste people's time and you don't bomb them with regard to text. So you just be very careful as you're sending text. Obviously, you've got a short amount of letters, characters that you can actually put in there, and you can put a link to more if you want somebody to respond to something. Now, I will say that the cost is a little bit more. Like I think it's like 4 cents a text or something in that range when it comes to text messaging services. Can I justify it? I can justify it if somebody's buying something because they can make one purchase that more than pays for your text campaigns for months on end, or that you get a great response from something that you sent out on a text, as long as you have it dialed in and you do it really well. Listen, if somebody really trusts you, they will give you their phone number. They will give you their cell number. Just don't abuse it and do it right. Mini courses are just very short online courses that enables your prospective clients to be helped self-paced, usually through video and with some accompanying resources. So again, on their own time, it's a free resource that you don't have to that you can put out there that really doesn't cost you anything, because here's the reason why. After you put this resource together, you put it on one of these platforms, any of the courseware platforms that are out there, and they usually will allow you to do a free course for free with as many students as you want, or prospects that you want to sign up on there. And what do they get to do? At any time of the day, they can enroll, they can get the goods from you, and you can have an email strategy that's behind that, because now you captured their email address and maybe you captured their cell number, and now you can nurture that relationship. But what do they do? In the video, they're short videos. They get something from you. They get some resources that are in there, but now you were able to capture more information than you usually were inside of an email subscription. One more, I would just throw all of the other magnets that I don't think are as effective, but they are magnets that people are using. PDFs like books, guides, planners, tools, etc. All of those are various different magnets that you can utilize. And if you want a lot of help on all this, detailed help on how do you actually do this, we're doing an 8 weeks. So this is how I'm paying the bills, because I can't give you possibly all of this stuff. Let me serve you in a greater capacity. That's what I'm asking you. I'm inviting you to connect with not only me, but all of the coaches that are inside of our Jumpstart program, because right now what we're doing is that we're going in great detail. I'm giving you the tools every week in the real template for how do you actually design a coaching product and how do you launch it. And this template will work with anything: group coaching, webinars, online courses, workshops, all of those things. Really anything that you put underneath the sun that you want to utilize as a product, as a coach, this template will actually work through it. And what I'm doing week by week is that you have assignments, so you know exactly what you're doing. And I go ahead of you with the assignments, and I actually demonstrate how you would actually utilize the assignment, work through it, so that you've got checklists and different things that you're going to be working on every week, so you know everything that you're working on. All these videos are available via replay with all of the resources and everything else. You're also part of the Jumpstart program. Well, let me tell you what's the rest of the things that are in this, so that I can detail you what else you get inside of the Jumpstart program. There's live training right now. Every training session is Wednesday at 5:30. It's 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern. Replays are available within 24 hours. So you get weekly tools and assignments to help you develop your strategy. You're going to learn how to develop your ideal coaching products, lead magnets, funnels, all of this, how to craft your messaging for your website, sales pages, social media, emails. You'll also learn what you need to build momentum for your launch. And so actually next week, we're going to go into great detail at what lead magnets would actually work for you and how do you actually put those things out there. But it's all part of our Jumpstart program. Our Jumpstart program allows you to get trained and certified and gives you all of these things to help you knock out your business and to absolutely crush it. I'm committed to helping create not only great coaches who are proficient, but I want you to have a thriving six-figure practice. That's my goal in this is that I don't want you just learning coaching tools and principles and skills. I want you to crush it. I want whatever freedom looks like in your life, whatever your ultimate goal is in your life to actually be accomplished. And Jumpstart really allows you to do that. Some of the things that we cover in there, not only do you get trained and certified, but we have a live online weekend boot camp where you can knock out your certification in a weekend. There's 7 sessions. You can get all your questions answered at the end of each one of those sessions. There's a live Q&A at the end of each one of those sessions that are also live, and you can knock out all your training in a weekend. There's coaching role playing in that weekend, but there's also coaching role playing available inside the Jumpstart program. What else do you get? For those of you who are trying to figure out your marketing messaging and your niche and all of those other things, we've got Brand Camp. That is 13 hours that just shows you how to create your branding, your marketing message. How do you design your website? How do you SEO your website? That means search engine optimization. For those of you who aren't privy, search engine optimization. How do you write an email? All of these things. How do you wireframe a website? Where do you plug everything in? We show you all of those things in Brand Camp. Now we're offering this new program that we're in right now, which is all about launching coaching products, which is what we're smack dab in the middle of right now. Every Wednesday we go live, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And all of those calls are always recorded and they're posted. Right now, if you enroll inside that link, it's $97 a month with a 3-month minimum commitment. If you're wondering how much that is, that's if you're a cheapskate at Starbucks and you don't tip and you only buy drip coffee, that's what you're paying every day. $3.25. It's a steal. I know. Everybody else is charging thousands just for you to get trained and certified and waving at the door and saying, here's your certificate. See you later. That's not us. You get trained, you get certified, and you get on track with your business. And we give you the steps to do it. I can guarantee you that we'll always be alongside you and you'll never do this alone. But you'll have to put in the work. But I can guarantee you that we're going to be there for you and we're going to help you develop what you need to develop along the way. As long as you access us and you access the help. $97 a month, a 3-month minimum commitment. You can join that immediately. 90 seconds and you can get enrolled. So let me jump over here really quickly and say hello to a few more people who said hello to me in here. Thanks so much again for putting up with all of the problems that we had tonight. Dang it. Now I'm echoing. Boy, that sucks. I wish I would have seen that a while ago. Tara says in her program that she, let's see if turning that down. I'll turn this down just a little bit and see if that helps. That she gives away a 7-day journal inside of hers. That's really cool. What if we don't have an email? Can we reach out on Messenger? Well, you can, but that's a different lead magnet. So you can have Messenger embedded in your website, but I would highly recommend having an email list. For one, it's the easiest way to capture the information that people are most willing to part with, as far as that's concerned. Awesome. Donnell says, great stuff as always. Thank you. Oh, you're saying that you reached out on Facebook and you were offering it. Yeah, you could do that. That's great. Diane says, great Mentor Monday message. Awesome. Joan says, I gave away a 7-day video series for writers. That's awesome. Very cool. Any other questions before we head out? Listen, if you've not gotten trained and certified, you don't know how to start your business, we take all those excuses away and we give you the support where you're not doing it alone. If you just met the people who are in our Jumpstart program, you would sign up immediately because they're extraordinary people who cheer each other on every week and are so excited and pumped up when people get wins. I would say in all the years that we've been doing Jumpstart, which we've been doing it since 2016, this is the best group of Jumpstart coaches that we've ever had. Now, forgive me for those of you who are listening to me right now and you were there years ago. I'm saying, hey, you are amazing, okay? But I'm saying that this group of coaches, the support and how they cheer one another on and their engagement and how hard they work and all of those other things is amazing. And I wish I would have had this group of people when I started out as a coach. It would have made life so much simpler instead of me trying to figure out things and making mistakes and everything else. I am trying my best to help you guys not make mistakes, be very encouraged. start well, and all of those other things. But this group of people makes it that much better and that much easier. And so we want to invite you to be a part of that. And so that link is inside the description. Why would I keep your success away from you? It's inside the link. We're going to give you more value than you're ever going to utilize out of this program, and more than you're ever going to pay for. And you know what? You just need to give us a shot. Like, click that link, get enrolled, 90 seconds, and then you'll know what we're all talking about. Okay. Let me get over here. Somebody said that I did not hear an echo. Awesome. Tara says, thanks for another great Mentor Monday. Janae says, and know that it's going to go dark for a second, but we come back apparently. That's how the thing finishes. All right. You are welcome. Well, listen, everyone, I appreciate you guys all immensely. Thanks for your patience with the technical issues tonight. Have a great rest of your week. And hey, you jump starters, I will see you on Wednesday. Get those assignments out because we're going to hit the ground running on Wednesday with week 3. Take care.